What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And part number 3 of 4 probably, because I've got, I don't know, like 14 rods, moving rods. So I'm just gonna break it down. So it's not like a 35-minute video. It's gonna be 2 separate videos split up. So these are pretty much all moving baits: cranks, jerk baits, spinner baits, chatter baits, frogs, all my horizontal stuff. I already did my vertical stuff. So we're gonna start off with blades and the jerks. And we're gonna start off with the Kadin 713. This is a Kadin 713. This is the early prototypes. Got a couple of them. The other one's a 714, which we'll do later. But this is the 713 tossing the Omega Custom Tackle 1/2 ounce Genesis TI spinnerbait. I've got a trailer hook on it, custom blades, custom skirt, just for the rivers around here for spotted bass, a little bit of smallmouth fishing, a little bit dirtier water, just a little bit smaller profile as well. Again, putting it in the Calco's bait sack to keep hooks and stuff off the rods, keep them from getting tangled in the rod locker. But I got it paired with a Daiwa, this is from Japan, TDZ Mega Bass Ito. It's a Yuki Ito edition reel back in 2006, maybe 2004, 2006. I've got a few of these phenomenal reels, just a tricked out TDZ, different spools. I've added a ZPI Bass Heart handle. Absolutely gorgeous reel. Probably one of the best looking reels ever made. This is a 6:3 to 1 gear ratio. I've got 15-pound Seaguar and VizX on this. Throwing pretty much blades. I prefer a 3-power. A lot of guys like 4 powers, just for a little bit more power. But I throw a lot of blades in tight cover around docks, especially on the river and stuff. We're not catching 7 to 10 pounders, and 4 pounders is like a giant fish on the river. And around here, it's pretty big. So I prefer a 3-power because I can throw quarters, 3/8, and halves on it. Halves about the max I would go. I also use them for chatterbugs as well. Here's another one here. This is the Sierra 703. So I've got a couple 703s. So the Kadin's gonna be a little bit faster action to it. It's gonna be a little bit more sensitive. The Sierra is just a little bit more moderate action. Everyone loves the Sierras for moving baits like chatters and spinner baits. Sierra is a great line for moving baits just because it's a little bit moderate, more action, or a little bit moderate action to it instead of a little bit faster action as the Kadin in the Champion Series. Again, this one's throwing a 1/2 ounce Omega Genesis TI. This is another custom color that I do for myself. Custom skirt, custom blades for the dirty water. So again, for the spotted bass and stuff, we're gonna be hitting the river here soon because the water up north is melting and starting to come down here and make the tributaries rise a little bit. So we might go play around with some spotted bass and some bites and hybrids. I've got this one paired with a Daiwa Steez A. This is a 6:3 to 1 Steez A CPI handle. This actually has 20-pound Seaguar and VizX, just because I was using this around heavy cover and using it down south, catching a little bit bigger fish. But again, the 703, perfect for that quarter. 3/8 is probably max. I use it for a half, but it's really not a big deal. I'd probably go to a 734 or 704 if you're doing 1/2 and 3/4, just to give you a little bit more backbone, a little bit more driving and hook power into it. But for me, it's just fine. Next up is going to be the Chatterblade stick. A lot of guys, so I've used that Sierra a ton. I've done the Sierra 703. I've probably caught over 1,000 fish using the Omega Raptures and normal chatterbaits. I wanted to try the 736 CB glass to see if it was for me. I like it. It's different. I don't have a lot of grass around here, so for me, ripping it out of grass and the sensitivity of grass and all that kind of stuff is not a big deal. I threw this a ton last spring and last summer down in Lake Fork and down in Texas. Catching some fish on it. Great backbone. plenty of tip, plenty of power to drive the hooks. I'm throwing on this one the 1/2 ounce Rapture by Omega. This is the what is it, Inferno Magma color with my custom head. As you can see, it's pretty beat up with the black blade. Yes, this does spin because it's got a Sampo ball bearing swivel to it. It just keeps it from locking out the fish, and it also helps with hunting. A little bit unique action instead of having the direct connection to it. Again, another Cal Coast bait sack on it. And I'm throwing it with a Daiwa Steez A as well. This one is a 6-3-1 with a bass hard handle, pink knobs, you know, fully tricked out, all that fun stuff. With 20-pound Seaguar and Vizex on this one as well. Again, we were catching like 5 and 6 pounders down in Texas with it. So I left it on there. I might use this for crankbaits when I go north. Just because the chatterbait bite might not be there. So it might double as a crankbait rod as well. And now we're getting into pretty much the only techniques I tend to use these for, maybe a little bit, but start off with the Dobyns Champion 705 CB. I use this one for deep jerkbaits and poppers. But this time of year right now, I'm going to take it north and we're going to throw deep jerks like the 110+1s, 110+2s. This is paired with a Daiwa Steez SV TW. Phenomenal combo here. Super small. This is going to be great to throw deep jerks with. I just need to drop on some line. I'll probably drop on maybe 12-pound in Vizex, maybe 10. Since St. Clair and stuff doesn't really have a lot of cover, I don't really need to worry about getting wrapped around anything. So, but this 705 CB also works great for lipless crankbaits and rattle traps and Stacy's. I'm going to throw probably my poppers on it as well. A little bit smaller poppers. It can be kind of nice if the fish are up on the surface chasing bait, especially on the flats up in St. Clair. So that is one of the jerkbait rods. Another jerkbait rod. This is a Caden 610 4-power, the CB rod. For the money, this is one of the best jerkbait rods that Dobyns makes. It's an awesome rod. I prefer a 7-footer, but a 610 is just fine without slapping the water or anything. Especially if you're fishing in the back of the boat. A little bit shorter rod is nicer because you're closer to the water than being in the front, being off the water a little bit more. This is paired with a Daiwa Steez Namiki Limited 6-3-1. Absolutely phenomenal combo. Looks badass as well. Throwing one of my custom Duarealis 100 jerkbaits. Paired with, I think this is 10-pound Seaguar and Vizex. Awesome combo. Absolute blast of fish to see. So super smooth and incredibly light. Awesome jerkbait rod. If you're looking for a jerkbait rod, that is the jerkbait rod to look for. Without spending the extra like 60 or 70 bucks on this guy right here or the shorter version of this one, this is the Dobyns Champion 704 CB. This has been my jerkbait rod for a decade or more. Yes, I still have the plastic on. This one is throwing absolutely nothing right now. I need to put a jerkbait on this. I'm going to put different color and different depth jerkbaits on all three of them, cover everything so I can have them all on the deck. This is paired with a Daiwa Steez SV. I think this one actually has 8-pound Seaguar and Vizex. It's either 8 or 10. It's pretty light just because it's a little bit softer rod. But this will throw, I will probably throw a 110, 110+1, and a 100 on that rod to have everything covered. 6:3-to-1 gear ratio on this. A lot of guys prefer 7-to-1 at least just to catch up with the fish. I haven't had issues with this because you're really, when you're twitching, usually they hit it on the slack line, so when you load up on them, you can just tighten up on them. Once they're buttoned up, especially with the hooks I'm using, I prefer the Megabass Kasuchi hooks. They are softer hooks. They're thinner, they're light wire, but they are super sticky. Once a fish just looks at them or brushes up against them, they're stuck. So you don't want to pull them out or bend them. That's why I'm using a little bit softer Rod and softer line, less line, so I don't have to like rip them out. I can play them a little bit better. But that is the 704 CB. I've got a bunch of jerkbait rods just because I actually love jerkbait fishing up north. We do it a lot here as well. January, February, March, April if it's not 80 degrees out. But that is the first half of the moving baits. I have more of like, I don't know, some of the more meat and potato stuff that is on this one right here. So that'll probably be done like in a couple days and you guys will see that one. But smash that thumbs up, guys. I appreciate you guys for watching and we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.